All right, welcome to the Gamepappy Show. It's our new show, and with me today is Michael from Backpillars podcast that hasn't been released yet.
You guys remember that one, right?
Where we talked about Last Jedi, and he showed up, and then we talked about his dad in another episode. But the Gamepappy Show is about what video games we play. Michael's known on Facebook for taking video game selfies of video games he doesn't play, and for having a live Facebook video where you CGI'd all the games in live. That was amazing special effects. But Michael collects a lot of games. He plays a lot of games.
Collect more than I play. Really?
That's true. Plays about one game per every 100 he buys.
That's pretty accurate.
All right. Well, mainly I wanted to talk about games I was playing, and I don't like squeezing them into Tuesday treadmill talks because they just it takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'd rather focus on other things on there, like, being on the treadmill. And so, Michael, why don't we talk about Mass Effect?
All right. So, let's see. I finished Mass Effect about... when was it? I think it's getting close to a month ago now I finished it. Yeah. I had never played like a Mass Effect game before.
Never have I.
It was a lot of fun. Let's see. So it's like a blend of a third-person shooter and an RPG. The RPG elements were kind of light for my taste because I really like RPGs. But the shooting part was fun. I played it on a medium difficulty, and it wasn't really that difficult. But I had a lot of fun playing it. It's cool to get to go around to like all the different planets, and you can explore like all of them. And there's not really an extreme number of them, but you get to like drop down in your little Land Rover and just drive around the planet looking for things to find, which I thought was pretty cool.
And fight and grind and level.
Yes, pretty much.
If you're into a more RPG style, BioWare did the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games. They're a little dated, but I would recommend playing them.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to play them at some point for sure.
Which segues into, I was playing a little of Knights of the Old Republic 2.
Ooh.
I haven't played it. Steam, the Steam community did an update that the game needed since launch. Added like trophies and stuff in there, which isn't necessary, but they did some graphical updates. It's a lot smoother of a game.
Oh, hell yeah.
I almost installed my disc copy to see the differences. I didn't get too far in it. The prologue is pretty long. It's not as good as the first game. The first game has a better story, but I played a little bit of it.
Yeah, I've heard that the second one wasn't quite as good.
Yeah, and I think it also has to do with they had to rush it out in a year. Lucasfilm's like, LucasArts, you need BioWare, you all need to have this game out. This first game was Game of the Year. We need to have another one. And so they did. And certain things got cut from the game, like certain portions of story are just missing. And it just doesn't make sense at times.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a little funky. Yeah. So
God. Publishers are the worst. They like stifle creativity and just don't give developers the opportunity to create what they want to create.
Yeah, well, that was the problem I had with the whole Lucasfilm video game stuff. Granted, the majority of the games that came out in that era are really good, but there's some stinkers in there. Like, you got Obi-Wan for the original Xbox, the Phantom Menace for PS1. There's some new droid army for the Game Boy Advance, where you kill Count Dooku in the end.
What the hell?
Oh, it's so bizarre. I remember, yeah. I've played a lot of Star Wars games in my time.
I believe it.
Played almost all of them.
I've played a couple of them. I think I actually played a little bit of Knights of the Old Republic on my brother's Xbox when I was young.
Oh god, I can't imagine playing
But
on a console.
I didn't understand what I was doing because I was really young,
Yeah.
and most of the concepts went over my head. I just remember getting to one point where I walked out of a building and it auto-saved and immediately put me into a fight, and I lost the fight. And I tried again, lost the fight. I tried again, I couldn't beat it, and I was just stuck. And that's when I stopped playing it. I think I had like rented it from a video rental store when those still existed. And so I was like, well, I don't know what to do in this game, and just returned it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Were you fighting wild dog things?
Oh, I really can't remember. I was so young.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and I have beaten that, but I mid-maxed my way to get there.
Let's see, I played some of Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy.
Okay, that's a good game.
Also on my brother's Xbox.
That's actually an acceptable one to play on Xbox. I prefer it on here. It's that's a Dark Forces game. If you didn't know.
I didn't know that until recently.
But it's the only one where you don't play as Kyle Katarn. Play as Jaden Core, technically. Well, because you can make your own character, whether it's a man or a woman. Or I think you can actually change the alien race. The canon in the Star Wars canon was he was a Caucasian male. He shows up later in the books as a Jedi Master. But no, that game's fun. I kind of like Jedi Outcast. Was it Jedi Outcast you played or Jedi Academy?
Jedi Academy.
Jedi Outcast is significantly harder. It's the same controls. They came out like a year apart from each other, but you play as Kyle Katarn. Yeah, that one's brutally hard. Like, don't put the lightsaber on at times. Like, you're just going to get wrecked.
Oh my gosh.
The lightsaber is just an excuse to say, oh, you're in a blaster fight with a lightsaber, you're going to die immediately. Unless you know what you're doing.
Like, one of the only things I remember from playing the game, because it was also when I was pretty young, was one of the missions I had to do was on a very sandy planet, and if you walk through the sand, like a giant worm or something would pop out and try to eat you.
Oh, that's the Tatooine mission.
Scared the shit out of me as a child. And I remember I was playing it early in the morning, went to my sister's room, asked her to get me through the sand because I was scared of it.
I remember the Hoth mission where you're on a Tauntaun and all these Wampas charge you. Like, I played it on Xbox too. Like, we rented it from All the Best. My friend's little brother rented it from All the Best in Magalia. Yeah, it's a fun game. I have all of them on here now. I actually got nice. Well, why don't I segue into Dark Forces 2, the prequel game to that. Dark Forces 2, for years, has not worked for anything past XP.
Really?
There was no patch. People made patches, but they were garbage. I got it to work on Windows 10.
Ooh.
Through Steam. I don't know how. I was just one day, I was like, I'm going to try to fix this. Does it work 100%? No. The cutscenes are live action, and they're like, yeah, it's a little cringy, but they all use the Lucasfilm props and stuff. Like, it was completely okay through Lucasfilm to do it. That's like kind of a smaller screen because I have this huge monitor here.
Yeah.
It doesn't completely fill up the monitor, but the gameplay does now. And the gameplay actually plays in the correct color scheme because there was a point where it went black and I was playing in the dark.
Oh my god.
Or it was playing and everything was green. It's just bizarre. I got it to work finally. Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight. Well, actually, Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2. Next, I will have to get the expansion pack Mysteries of the Sith to work.
Oh god.
I'll just have to copy and paste my settings in Mysteries of the Sith because it has the same problem. It doesn't work. I bought it I bought the Dark Forces bundle forever ago, and it didn't work.
I believe at this point I own almost every Star Wars game that's on Steam. I think like a couple years ago I had like all of them that were there.
They added
And then
some.
they added like I know like they added some Clone Wars game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah, I don't own that. That thing's garbage.
I assumed it would be.
I don't own any of the Lego Star Wars games on Steam because the ones I like Lego games on console. I bought Lego Lord of the Rings on here a long time ago, and the keyboard controls are horrendous.
Oh, I didn't even try the keyboard. I just used my PS4 controller to play
J
Lego Star
jumps.
Wars.
K, K swings your sword.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's just weird. Almost as bad as the old Tomb Raider games, where you have to use the numeric keypad at times to do things.
Holy shit.
Like walk. I'm sorry. WASD worked fine for me and the keyboard. But what else have you been playing lately?
Well, a couple days ago, like 3 or 4 days ago, I finished the BioShock remaster.
Okay, what did you think? We were talking about this the other day. I remember now. What did you think of the end of BioShock?
Okay, so pretty much from the start, I expected. It's fine for me to give spoilers.
Oh my god, yeah, the game came out like almost a decade ago at this point.
Okay, so from the start, I pretty much knew that Atlas was going to be the bad guy. Like from the start, it just gave me the feeling of like, all right, this is gonna be the kind of game that wants to deceive you. Like you don't know what's going on, so there's gonna be something like right there that you don't know about. And in the beginning, like just Atlas, he starts like, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna tell you what to do. And I'm like, huh, this stranger's helping me, but I don't know anything about him. He's gonna be the bad guy. And he sends you after Ryan. And I'm thinking like, all right, Ryan's probably not evil. There's probably like a situation going on that I don't know about. And you know, you kill Ryan, you find out that you're brainwashed, he's doing the mind control. I did not expect the mind control. That threw me for a loop. I had the feeling that something was going on like with my memories. I felt like I was being manipulated somehow, but I didn't expect like full on mind control. But like after you kill Ryan and you find out like all the stuff about how it was just a big genetic arms race between like Fontaine and Ryan. Like I thought it was really interesting how like Ryan wasn't the bad guy. He was just trying to not let Fontaine take over everything. And I don't know. I enjoyed the end. It was really fun. The boss fight was cool. Not really difficult, but I thought it was really like intriguing.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was neat.
I thought it was very lackluster at the time. I played it a few years after it came out on PS3. And BioShock was fun. I didn't really give two shits about the story. I didn't care about this. I never played 2. I heard 2 was horrible. I bought the pack of them back when Infinite first went on sale, like during a Steam Christmas sale. And I played Infinite, not all the way through. I don't know if you've ever played Infinite.
I have not.
Infinite's a beautiful game. It's not underwater. It's in the sky.
Yes, I saw like the trailers before it came out.
It's a prequel. But it's, I mean, I think, yeah, it's kind of...
Okay.
BioShock's weird story. But BioShock 2 is considered really bad.
Really? I thought I'd heard that it was the best one.
It just depends on who you talk to. If you talk to Nikolai, it's the worst fucking thing ever. He hates that game. Or he did, like when we were in high school. It was like, it was fucking awful. But yeah. I mean, I don't think it's Arkham Knight bad. Arkham Knight, worst game I've ever played? Question mark? It's up there. One of the dumbest games I've ever played. Yeah. I started Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah?
Oh my god. It is one of the most beautiful games I've ever played.
Hell yeah.
In that 4K ultra graphics setting. Got the 1080 working overtime. My Ryzen 7 chip. It's just giving me that 4K picture. And I'm like, this is where... Because I've held off playing Rise of the Tomb Raider, even purchasing Rise of the Tomb Raider. Wasn't going to do it until I had a 4K compatible PC. I needed it in max settings.
Hell yeah.
It is beautiful.
What was it when I was playing through the BioShock remaster? At first I was playing it in 1440p, and I was getting like 340 frames per second, I think. And then I switched it down to 1080p for recording purposes, because in 1440 it was lagging a little bit while I was recording. Not too bad, but it dropped down to like 40 frames, and I just wasn't satisfied with that. So I switched it down to 1080. And when I wasn't recording, it was at like 470 frames per second. And that was so satisfying.
I haven't played the remaster. We got updates for everything. That's how cool Steam is. Like when there's a remaster, they give you a free update.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Like I now have like a Skyrim. I have every version of Skyrim at this point. I didn't even need the remaster. Like I was happy with it. Was it the Game of the Year edition? It was that Ultimate edition where you got the DLC.
Yeah,
I had that one.
I don't think it was called Game of the Year, but it was like Ultimate or something like that.
Because I don't think it got Game of the Year. Can we be honest? Skyrim's a pretty overrated game.
Yes.
It's a fun game. It's fun to mod. It's fun to have fun in, but I'm not a big Elder Scrolls fan. Oblivion's trash. I'm gonna just say it right now. I think Oblivion is absolute garbage.
Damn.
It is horribly acted. It's just not fun. At least Skyrim was a little better with the acting category. But I'm more of a Fallout guy. I like that Fallout New Vegas. That's my jam. That's my absolute favorite Fallout game is New Vegas.
I was watching one of your videos the other day where I think it might have been a treadmill talk. It was either one of those or it might have been in Legends podcast. I think it was a treadmill talk where you dropped the line, my favorite Elder Scrolls game is Fallout. And I heard that and I was like, ooh, he's gonna piss off some fans.
Oh god, I made a rant on my old channel saying that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 was a better game than Skyrim. Just to upset people.
Oh fuck.
You know, I wasn't the big fanboy of the Modern Warfare 3 back in the day, playing it on Wii.
Oh my god.
It's the only console I had that didn't support it.
Oh, that's vile.
It was beautiful. It was a terrible game. You know, I've never played Modern Warfare 2 because they never put it on Wii. That's why. So I played Modern Warfare. Actually, that's not true. I played Modern Warfare 2 on my friend's Xbox and deleted his save, and he got really mad.
You monster.
Well, he was being a dick. It's a fucking Call of Duty game. You can go right back. It's not that difficult to go through a Call of Duty game. I can do that in like 6 hours, like straight. Get through a Call of Duty campaign. You go to chapter and find it.
I don't think I've played any of them after Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 3 is my end point. I haven't played since then. They're the same fucking game. Over and over and over again. Gets a 9 out of 10 in Game Informer.
Oh man, Bart, you excited for Black Ops 4 to come out?
Oh, you mean how they decided that they didn't know what a Roman numeral was and are now going with tallies?
When somebody showed me, I thought it was fake.
I did too!
Like, the first one I saw, I was all like, no, nobody would make that mistake. But I saw them everywhere, and I was like, oh Oh, is this real?
I don't think that is a mistake. I genuinely think that the average Call of Duty fan doesn't know what Roman numeral is. Like, they don't have the capacity.
So they just decided to go with tally marks?
Yeah.
So if we ever get a Black Ops 5, it'll have the slash.
Oh, I don't think so. I think they're going to add another tally mark because that's too complicated. When we get to get Black Ops 12, there's just going to be 2 lines of tallies.
Oh my god.
No, they're just going to put the number there, 12. They're just going to give up on that.
Oh my god.
Or they won't number it. They'll call it Black Ops Resurgence. Black Ops Resurrection. Black Ops Anti-My Erection.
Black Ops Redux.
Oh god, yeah. Like that Pearl Jam 10 re-release called Redux. Put a song called Evil Little Goat where all Eddie Vedder sings is she was an evil little goat. That's a song that they thought was okay to release.
Oh god.
Yeah. No, but New Vegas is my jam.
I haven't played New Vegas, but I really need to.
It's like a Western. It's like Fallout 3, but a Western.
Like I've heard that it's amazing. I've played like quite a bit of 3. Didn't finish it, but I played quite a bit of it. And then I played the beginning of the first Fallout.
God, that sounds tedious.
I could not do it. Like I didn't know what I was doing. So I really need to go back and like read the manual for it. Because that was the era of PC gaming where like you needed to read the manual to know what was going on. So I need to read that manual and then dive into it again with an actual understanding of the controls.
Yeah.
Because it just, I don't know. It was mainly the controls that I just could not figure out quite how to do anything.
Speaking of that, I've been playing God of War Ascension.
Oh.
For the last God of War for PS3. Kind of one of the last PS3 exclusive games. God of War Ascension is the prequel to the first game. God of War Ascension, Kratos is killing things that aren't really in Greek mythology at all, but they like to pretend there are. They ran out of Greek mythology things for him to kill, like after God of War 2. They just make shit up at this point. Deimos, the god of death. I'm like, there's no Greek god of death. There's Hades, the god of the underworld. Yeah, that was Ghost of Sparta, where Kratos had a brother that died. And we didn't care. And that was supposed to what fueled him for God of War 2, but it's not apparent at all. So basically, the God of War timeline is kind of good. It got rebooted in May.
Huh.
Because it's kind of a fucking travesty. Basically, Kratos gets pissed and kills a bunch of things and screws up everything for everyone else because he's Kratos. And I absolutely love it. I don't care what he's killing except for Zeus. I mean, that was pretty cool in God of War 3 when you take on the gods.
Oh, hell yeah.
When you finally fight... Well, I mean, in the first game, I'm going to spoil it. You fight Ares at the end, and you become the God of War. It's kind of in the title. You kind of know what's going to happen.
Yes.
But in God of War 2, you take revenge on the gods, and then in you basically set it up that you're just going to mess things up. And then God of War 3, you unleash the Titans on the gods.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. But you screw them all over in the end.
Oh, that is good.
But there's times, my favorite parts in God of War games, besides the sex mini games, because I find them absolutely hilarious. I'm serious. They have those in there.
I played only the beginning of the first God of War, but I remember one of them, and I laughed my ass off.
It's quick time events. My favorite is in Ghosts of Sparta. He goes into a brothel, and just all these naked women just keep running out, and more run back in.
Oh my god.
But like there's times where you go into first person mode and you're just beating someone to death. And that happened in Extension just the other day. I was playing and I'm like, oh damn. This guy has like a Siamese twin attached to him. I'm ripping it off of him and stomping on it.
Oh my god.
This is great. Or just killing Poseidon and just beating him to death with my fists. Like it's just great. It's insanely violent and disgusting, and I just love it.
I like the idea that for the next God of War coming out, they're heading over to Norse mythology. That's pretty nice.
He kind of died at the end of 3. Kind of. It's kind of hard to tell. No one stays dead in a God of War game. They're all gods. But yeah. Ooh. Extension, it's kind of hard and it's kind of not. It's kind of hard to figure out what the fuck to do at times. It's one of those, how do I fix this puzzle that I don't know is a puzzle?
Oh, okay.
And it drives me nuts at times. This game also had an online part of it, which is why I didn't play it till now. This sounds like rubbish. This is like Assassin's Creed online trash going on.
Oh god.
You played any of the? Weren't you gonna play Unity? Was that which one was that you were thinking of?
I've only played the first one. I think I played it almost to the end.
Broken the game?
Yes.
2 fixes some of that, and then they never fixed anything ever again.
I only played not played. I own up through the third one, and then I didn't plan to buy any after that.
I played up to Black Flag. Black Flag was basically, I liked the gameplay of it. Like they fixed the ship mechanics. That's one thing they fixed. In 3, they're the ship missions are almost unplayable.
Oh god.
4, it's not so bad. Well, I'll be honest, I spent so much money in making the ramming part of my ship like have the most HP, and so I just ram other ships.
Oh my god.
And sink them immediately. Yeah, Michael's secretly dying.
Yes, I'm trying to hold it back, but there's an awful itch in the back of my throat.
The fucking Assassin's Creed's bad games.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? Is it Syndicate or Unity was the one that was just so broken on launch that it just glitched all the time?
I believe that was Unity.
What was one that just came out? The Egypt one.
Is that Origin?
Origin. Yeah. That was the one you were like, this kind of looks different.
Yes. No, I saw the the E3 trailer for it. It looked really good, actually.
It'll be the same control. They'll have the same buggy problems that are in all those games.
I really haven't heard much feedback from it besides one friend of mine who played the shit out of it on launch and loved it.
Well, yeah, it takes those people. Those people are dedicated to the same game.
Yeah.
Speaking of dedication, I've been playing Battlefront 2. What a horrible game.
Is it bad?
It's bad. It's different bad, though, from the first game. The Heroes versus Villains is the only game mode I play now because it's so broken.
Oh my god.
The amount of pinballing that characters do in Heroes versus Villains is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't even care if I do well or not. It's just you're just being flung around. The only character I haven't unlocked is Luke so far. Because I'm trying to get the achievement of you play as every hero in the game. But there's certain terrible heroes. Bosk is so awful in Heroes versus Villains. He wasn't designed for it. It's like this free-for-all, kill each other sort of thing. Well, in the original Battlefront 2, there was a Heroes versus Villains, and you had something like 300. You had to get 300 kills in for the entire team, and you just went to town. It was this free-for-all in Mos Eisley, and that was really fun. And they've tried to do it with these EA. They changed it. There's two different ways of doing it. In the first Battlefront, you had 3 heroes who were assigned to each team, and you had to wipe out those heroes. And not everyone plays as a hero. Everyone, the other people in your team would be support, just soldiers.
Yeah.
And there goes defend the heroes. And it's not that fun in Battlefront 1. So when EA Battlefront 2 comes out, they redo it. And so a certain person is assigned as on each team as the person you're supposed to hunt and kill. Everyone plays as heroes, and they defend one another.
Huh.
Which sounds fun. It's broken. The controls are terrible. Like, I was playing as Rey, and she has this move where I just hit like a button and she charges uncontrollably. Like with her lightsaber up like this, like stab. But the thing is, it does a lot of damage, but you can't move it well.
Oh my god.
There's a couple of them. Han Solo has a charge where he tackles.
Oh yes, that classic Han Solo maneuver.
He shoulder checks. They have it in both games that he can do that. It's just that this one is really powerful. I could knock Darth Vader down with Han Solo's shoulder check.
Oh my god.
I mean, granted, Vader would wreck me. The amount of people, like, Darth Maul has a force choke, but his is different than Darth Vader's. Darth Vader can hold his force choke. Darth Maul holds you for 2 seconds, and then he throws everyone around you in, like, this arc. Yoda has, like, a push that's, like, overpowered. Like, all the Jedi characters are just broken. So I oftentimes don't even play as the Jedi characters because they go into, like, a melee mode, and they're all just lightsaber dueling and flying everywhere. And it means, like, you get a hit, and then they fall down, like, sort of thing. So I just end up with a blaster. I just shoot everyone, but it overheats. There's no ammo system in this new game. It's all, like, overheating stuff, and I hate it. I hated it in the first one, and I hated it in this one. Why the old games you had like a certain amount of ammo, so you need to conserve ammo online.
Yeah.
So you're really not getting that back. But no, not in this. It's kind of embarrassing.
To segue back, Mass Effect doesn't have like an ammo system. It works on an overheat system. But I actually like it in that game. Like it's not terrible to me in that one. It can be
done well. Like I like we'll use the new Doom for instance. The pistol never runs out of ammo, which is nice. It's the worst gun in the game. It's the Quake 4 pistol. Have you ever played Quake 4?
I have not.
It's an okay pistol. It's not that good in Doom because everything's too hard to kill with the pistol. You can kill some like zombies and stuff with it, but you're shit out of luck if you're running into something massive and you just have the pistol. You might as well go back a couple saves.
Yeah.
And conserve ammo. But like a basic gun should always have Aliens Colonial Marines. That's a bad game. I can use it as an example. the pistols all had unlimited ammo. Which, granted, you never really run out of ammo in that game, but like it was nice to know that, hey, I have a gun that I can back up on.
Yeah.
You have like 1,000 guns in that game with no ammo counters. If you're playing an ultimate badass mode, you should use the rifles that have the ammo counter on them that goes down. You're gonna run out of ammo. You're gonna run out of ammo and not know you're out of ammo.
Oh my god.
Until it's too late. And that's the fun shit. Aliens Colonial Marines. Beat on ultimate badass mode and then wondered what I was doing with my life.
So when I played Mass Effect, you get to pick like what class you want your person to be.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially like when they list off the different classes, like they tell you like what that class is focused on.
Mm-hmm.
It can be focused on combat, tech, or biotics.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are, if I remember right, 3 more classes which are like hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
And when I play games, I like to be like when I play like RPG like games, I like to be a skill junkie. Like I usually don't like being like really good with like melee combat or anything. I love having like abilities and skills.
I'm a diplomacy guy, and which I'm not in real life.
No.
No. I'm a diplomacy guy in like almost everything.
I like having like a bunch of options, and I like having like a bunch of different things I can do, even if none of them are particularly like
Useful.
strong or yeah. And so I picked the hybrid tech biotics. So no combat at all. And so I can only have light armor. I can only use pistols. So like I feel like I didn't get the full like shooter aspect of the game because I only had the pistol when you could also use rifles, shotguns, and snipers.
Mm-hmm.
But I had quite a few abilities, and for me, combat really just came down to going into like a group of enemies, burning out all of my abilities, and then like hiding behind something and just shooting them until my cooldowns went off. But that's kind of my playstyle. That's what I like, and I had a lot of fun with it because like I had things that would like take out most of their shields. I had things that would make them fall down and become immobile for a couple seconds.
Mm-hmm.
I had one that would just throw them like you can imagine like a force push. It just launches them. And one that I didn't unlock until pretty late in the game, but was my favorite one because it was busted. I think it was just called Lift. It would just make them float above the ground. They couldn't move and they couldn't perform any actions.
That's a good one.
So like I'll usually start off every fight with that one. I would walk in and I would do lift. And I would try to aim it like right between 2 people so I could get like 2 of them floating off the ground.
2 lifts, we get 1 on.
And so my favorite maneuver would be to lift them off the ground and then as they're floating, do the push because it would just launch them through the air. And then I wouldn't have to worry about them and I'd kill like the rest of the people. And then by the time the 2 people that I threw would like come back to me, my companions would just kill them and I wouldn't even worry about them. And I had a lot of fun playing that way. It kind of negated any sort of difficulty because the move was busted. I mean, it probably would have been, more of an actual challenge in a higher difficulty, but it was satisfying. It was very fun to do. The only time I would really have trouble was if like there would be a large number of people, because then I would use all of my abilities and be like, oh shit, they're still coming at me, which really only happened like in the climax of the game, like right at the end.
So you excited to play Mass Effect 3 on Origin? This is not on Steam. You ready to play Mass Effect Andromeda on Origin?
I refuse to touch Origin. I won't. I
have an Origin account just because of any EA game on console, you need one.
I have an Origin account. I don't remember why. Cause like I remember like years ago, like 2011, I had Origin installed on my computer, but I don't think I knew what Origin was. And I don't remember why I installed it. But I remember like 2012 or 13, when I figured out what Origin was, I was like, wait, that thing's on my computer. Why do I have EA's PC platform on my computer? And I went and uninstalled it. And at the time, it acted like it was like malware. I removed it, restarted my computer, and it was still there. And I was like, yo, what the hell? And I had to use like some other like third-party software to uninstall it like completely. Like the way that you would uninstall like some malware program that wouldn't leave. And it was at the time it pissed me off, but in retrospect, it's hilarious.
Jesus Christ, it's awful. God. Anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, actually. So
You got
since I finished BioShock a couple of days ago, I've been playing something else. It's a demo for a game that I backed on Kickstarter.
This is Shenmue 3. You one of Shenmue 3 people?
No, it's
Is this Metal Gear Survive?
we don't talk about that. No. You know, I actually have one friend who told me that he played through like the main campaign for Metal Gear Survive.
There is a campaign?
I believe so, or at least like some kind of single player mode. And he told me that once he got to like the end of it, he said that it got fun because you actually were able to do things. He said most of the game, like for the single player and probably for the multiplayer, I haven't really been paying attention to it. But he said most of the game was like treading through mud. Like it was slow. You couldn't do things. Anything you wanted to do was just tedious. But he said by the end of it, you actually had options. There were things you can do. And it was fun, but he didn't really feel like the game was worth it because you had to put in so much effort to get to a fun point. Which essentially was my review of Mario and Luigi Dream Team.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the fourth Mario and Luigi RPG.
Oh.
So like
I was thinking this was like a sequel to Hotel Mario. For the
God.
Philips CDI.
Nah, if you're familiar with like Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now I named one. You know.
Okay, yeah, that's.
It was the one that came out after Bowser's Inside Story. By the end of it, I had a lot of fun with it, but so much of the game was slow progression, tedious. It held your hand too much. Like you could be 30 hours into the game and they would be like giving you tutorials on a new move. It was bad. But by the end, like you had to get really, really far to the game. Like I think I was over 40 hours when they finally just let you go and play the game. And then it was fun, but overall that doesn't make for a good game. But no, so I've been playing a game, a demo for a game. Paper Mario, good game. Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, good game. God, what was the Wii one? Was it called Super Paper Mario?
I remember it existed.
Yeah, whatever the Wii one was named. Okay game, but not really Paper Mario.
Mm-hmm.
Sticker Star, Color Splash, god-awful abortions from Nintendo. So some fans decided that they were gonna make a game. Not Paper Mario 3, the unofficial sequel. Please, Nintendo, don't give me a DMCA strike. No, it's completely an original concept, original characters, original settings, original music. Nothing Nintendo related, no Nintendo properties, but inspired by and kind of an homage to the original Paper Mario. And it is so fun. This is a sacrilege to say, but I've never actually played Paper Mario.
I've only played the first one once. I'm not a big fan.
So many people have told me that I need to play it. Like I know that it's a very like popular game, but I've never played it. But I played this one because like I saw it on Kickstarter. I watched the trailer for it. It looked fun. It looked cute. I liked it. I backed it. We got the demo. I had so much fun playing the demo for it. It was. I feel like anybody who's been disappointed with what Nintendo did with the Paper Mario franchise would be really satisfied with this game. It's called Bug Fables. They have like their own website. Like you can still find it if you looked it up on Kickstarter. But it was really good. I'm really excited for the full game to come out.
Okay.
Good shit.
Good shit. Gucci?
Gucci, as the urban kids say.
The urban market?
The urban market.
Stole my TV?
God. My
it's a good Red Letter Media joke right there.
My next game that I'm gonna be delving into is gonna be Demon Souls.
Oh God. What a horrible game. Just straight up. Just you want to play Dark Souls with bad controls? That's Demon Souls. Oh God. I played that. I've never played Dark Souls, really.
I played some of it.
Dylan was obsessed with Dark Souls.
He's
a fiend.
He's a fiend. I mean, he's playing Bloodborne right now. Like
Dark Souls 2.5?
Yes. I'd be willing to bet he's at my house right now playing Bloodborne.
Well, I mean, it's also his house.
His house, our house, whatever.
In
it's
the
more
middle of the
mine than
street.
his.
Fair enough.
But no, I'd be willing to bet a small sum, $5. He's sitting like in my room right now playing Bloodborne on his PS4.
Oh yeah, he has a PS4.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy mine when I bought a Pro, but I didn't feel like buying a Pro.
Oh God, what was it? I think he bought a PS4 just because he wanted to play Disgaea 5.
Yes, he did.
Yes. And then I think when he bought it, because he bought it from a friend, it had Bloodborne already installed on it, and he was like, "Oh, cool! I own Bloodborne."
It's like me when I got Last of Us Remastered. I guess I own this. I've played it once. I played a little online, trolled some people because I never got to play Last of Us online because I bought the game used. It's like $50 for that online access code.
Oh God.
I'm like, fuck you, Naughty Dog.
I'm so glad that I don't really like online multiplayer in games.
I don't really anymore either. Battlefront 2 is really tainted it for me. I mean, I like Splatoon 2.
Oh, yes.
Splatoon 2 is fun. Which, you excited for them in new Super Smash Bros?
Dude, that blew my mind.
Fucking all I could think of is it's about time. We need a Smash Bros for the Switch.
Yes, and I'm so glad it's not just a port.
Yeah, oh yeah, we need a new Mario Kart for the Switch. Although I will say I love Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
It's really good.
It's really great, but we need.
Yeah, like because they can do better now, so let's get better.
Yeah, we need that. We need. Have you played Mario Odyssey yet?
Yeah, I didn't finish it, but I played.
Is it good?
I liked it. It was fun. It was good.
Yeah, I have not played it yet.
I don't know. It was great.
I don't own it.
It
just dawned on me. I don't own it.
I feel like I would have creamed my pants repeatedly if they had given us Galaxy 3.
I never played Galaxy 2.
It was good.
I love the first one.
Dude, the first one is like in my top 10. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Galaxy was fun, and then the multiplayer player 2 was the hand.
I was not a fan of the multiplayer. Like,
we played it at my friend's birthday party, like when it came out. And I'm like, this is hilarious.
Like, so that's been a thing in newer Mario games, is to like allow like faux multiplayer so that same player can just like make the game easier for player one. I feel like it's an atrocity.
With the exception of the new Super Mario Brothers games.
Well, we'll see. No, New Super Mario Bros. U. You can freeze enemies. You can create platforms for the player to jump on to get to stuff. I kid you not.
Oh, that's awful.
They're temporary, but they last like 10 seconds.
The Wii U was a travesty. Can we be honest here?
It had good games on it.
Name 10.
Name 10.
Name 10 right here, right now.
Oh,
because I know like
this would be easier if I was looking at my library, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker was good.
Okay.
Splatoon was good.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that.
Let's see. Xenoblade Chronicles X was decent.
You haven't named the one I thought you were going to name yet.
Oh, it's probably really obvious, and I'm spacing on it. Yoshi's Woolly World was fun. Oh, Smash 4 was fun.
That's what I was waiting for. Did you play Hyrule Warriors?
I played some of it.
What? No.
Didn't like it?
Trash. Almost as trash as the Star Fox game they released on there.
Okay. All right.
The game was feces.
I feel like that game could have been good if the controls weren't what they are.
That's the worst part.
I don't know if I've ever played a game that controlled as bad as that. Cause like it's not like your normal bad controls where like, oh man, like I try to input this, but my character just doesn't do what I'm telling them to do. It's not like, oh, I just spit on you a little.
Oh, I didn't feel it.
It got on your sleeve.
I wouldn't.
It's not like your PC bad controls where it's like, oh man, if I want to move up and down, I'm gonna hit home and end and delete and page down for my moves.
So it's not like a Lord of the Rings control.
I'm not gonna hit a control and alt to do my primary weapon and secondary weapon. No, it's half of your field of view is on the TV and half of your field of view is on the gamepad.
Oh, so it tried to be a DS.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah. It tried to be a DS where half of it you look up for and half of it you look down for.
Yeah, that Star Fox game is garbage. Has there been a good Star Fox game since Star Fox 64?
I don't think so.
No.
There was I think there was one on
there was Adventures for the GameCube.
Adventures for the GameCube.
It was a fucking joke.
That's what I was gonna name, but it was like a mockery to the fans.
What a travesty.
Oh fuck. Okay, Pikmin 3 is number 6 on my list.
I forgot there's a Pikmin game for it. The Wii U just seemed like just a bad idea. Like, why call it the Wii U? People didn't know what it was.
It was poorly named, poorly marketed, and it didn't have support for it.
I'll be honest, it's the second worst thing that Nintendo's come up with game-wise, like console-wise. Virtual Boy's number one by far.
Yeah.
But the Wii U's got to be a close second.
See, I liked the gamepad. I felt like you could do cool things with it. I felt like there were some games.
There were some, like Zombie U comes to mind, which granted Zombie U on the PS4 is a lot better. But Zombie U utilized the gamepad very well. But the thing is, the Switch is so much better. I don't know why they even bothered releasing the Wii U. It's kind of like the Sega console between the Genesis and the Dreamcast. Is that the Saturn?
I think so.
Why did it even bother? I don't know. Why bother with the Philips CDI? Am I right? Or the 3DO?
Yeah.
Or fucking the Sega 32X.
So like the Wii U suffered from, like, in my opinion, the same thing that the Wii suffered from, the same thing that the DS suffered from. And it's that developers really wanted to find an excuse to use the like interactive elements of the system, you know, the gamepad, the motion control and the remote, the touchpad on the DS. and developers just felt the need to put in gimmicks to give you a reason to use like those things. When really, like, if the good games for like all the consoles that I named were the games where if there was a good, compelling, interesting way to use those mechanics, they were utilized well and in a way that made the game better. And if they didn't have a need for them, they just didn't use them. Like, none are popping up off the top of my head, but like there were games for the Wii that didn't use the motion controls. You would just play it like a game,
or it gave you the option. Like,
or it gave you the option.
No More Heroes 2 is a good example. No More Heroes 2 is a really good game if you haven't played it. It's a very fun beat 'em up tournament fighter, weird sort of game that's like a parody of anime fan service.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the game, haven't played it, but I need to.
2 is super fun because you don't have to use the Wii mode. I plug in the Classic Controller Pro and it's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of games that were like good with the gimmicky controls. Red Steel 2 was good with the Wii sensor control. It was when they did the Motion Plus.
Yes.
When they fixed that.
Yes.
And that was an incredible game. Okami 2 for the DS used the brush very well. Epic Mickey.
Okay,
did some stuff with that. But the Wii U, it just seemed like tablets are a thing. Let's just make a tablet our controller. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. That's why I like the Switch because it's like the game tablet, granted, you could play.
Yeah.
You could play stuff directly on the game tablet. That's cool. Like I remember Mario Kart 8. That's like the signature game, I think, for the Wii U. Like it's the best game they made. You can't go very far with it. Like I don't think I could play it on my toilet, and that's only a few feet away. Because there's a wall. That's the thing I love about the Switch. The Switch is like, I just think that the Wii U should just not have really been made. They should have just spent more time on the Switch.
There are three things that I think would have made the Wii U successful. One, better marketing. Like, don't name it the Wii U. Name it something else.
Wasn't it going to be called something else?
I'm not sure. I think it had like a different code name when it was in development, but I'm not sure. Maybe they named it the Wii U to let people know that they could still use their like Wiimotes with it.
They were backwards compatible with
it was backwards compatible. You could bring over like all your information from the Wii, like any virtual console games that you owned, you could completely move over.
Which you can't do on the Switch, I don't think.
No, you can't. Maybe when they finally give us the virtual console on the Switch that we need, Nintendo, if you're listening, maybe they'll give you a way to access the things you've previously bought.
That would be super cool.
I believe they should be tied to your like Nintendo account.
Because that's a problem with all game consoles now. Because I can't access, like I own Walking Dead, the Telltale Season 2 digitally on PS3. I can't play it PS4.
Really?
At all. No.
Oh, that sucks.
That's all of them. Xbox is the same way. They're all that way. It's really annoying. That's why I tried to get disc games if I'm going to get it on console, because why even bother getting it digitally? I mean, occasionally I do with PlayStation Plus. You get the free games. Like I own Telltale Game of Thrones through that, which I've not ever played. I played Tales from the Borderlands, which was super fun. Would recommend. Best Borderlands game ever. I'm serious. It's so hilarious.
Let's see. But regardless, better marketing. Like name it something else so people know about it and actually like advertise it more. Because I feel like most people that aren't like really into following the video game scene like didn't even know that it was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
So market it better so that more people actually buy it and it's, you know, more like sell more units so people have it. You know, get the third party support. The Wii U, it had games that I enjoyed. It had fun games. It didn't have very many games. It had mostly like first and second party games that, you know, Nintendo made sure were on it. But it didn't have like a lot of stuff. It didn't even have like very much second party. It was really a lot of just in-house Nintendo stuff.
It's just peculiar.
If they had gotten more studios involved with making games for them, it would have been fine.
Which was the weird thing, because the Wii had a lot going for it.
It did.
You had a lot of really strange games that I don't think you'd ever gotten from Nintendo, period.
Yeah.
Mad World, No More Heroes, Red Steel, Okami. Just all these games just came out for the Wii.
Because people wanted to make games for the Wii.
I can't see my Wii games. I just gotta look.
Like, I think the DS at like the very end of its life either had the most games for any like system or the second most, right behind the PS2.
Yeah, the PS2, because the PS2 was still prolific in a lot of countries, even after we were getting close to the PS4. Like, they were still making FIFA games in Brazil for the PS2. Like, FIFA 11 was a PS2 game in Brazil.
Wow.
PS2 is the most successful console of all time.
Okay.
It's my personal favorite too. But
okay, it was either that the DS had the second most games or it sold the second most units behind the PS2. I don't remember which one specifically it was.
The DS was a very popular handheld.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at, was that like the DS had a ton of games because like it was another thing that people just wanted to make games for. But then the Wii U came around and nobody wanted to make stuff for it.
That's why I think it kind of killed Nintendo's market for a lot of things.
I could be remembering this wrong, but I believe I read somewhere that it had to do with like the language for it, or like how you had to design games to work on it was different than if you were making games for other like systems. And so people just didn't want to have to like design their games specifically for the Wii U when they could make a game that they could easily change up to go from the like PlayStation to the Xbox to possibly PC. The Wii U was more like required you to specifically make it for it. I could be remembering that wrong, but I think I read that somewhere, and that contributed to people not wanting to make games for it. So if Nintendo just didn't do that bullshit and create a platform that people would want to make games for. And the third thing is like, just don't make the gamepad so gimmicky, or at least like encourage developers to not add gimmicks to use the gamepad just to add gimmicks to use the gamepad.
Ported Arkham City.
Didn't they call it like Armored Edition for the Wii U? Because you can use the gamepad to use his little gadgets.
It's stupid. Once again, Zombie U, I think, utilized the gamepad the best. Which that was the backpack, and that was the challenge of it, is to do that, which they got rid of in the PS4, and I think in some ways it's better that way. But the fact that you could do it that way was interesting.
Cool. Yeah.
But a lot of things didn't really utilize properly.
No, not at all. If the gamepad had been used, like if more games utilized the gamepad well, I feel like it could have been super fun because there were a lot of like interesting things you could do with it. Like Nintendo Land, the little basically a tech demo that came with it. I had a lot of fun playing the games on there because they all like they were designed to show off what like the gamepad could do, but they all did it in a fun way. Like have you ever played the like any of the Nintendo Land games? They're like actually pretty fun. They grow old fast. It's not something that I'd really go back to. But like when I first got my Wii U, I played a lot of hours on it just because like the games were fun. They had what was it? My favorite one is one where it's like a series of tracks, and you play as just like a little cart with like I think your Mii's face on it, and you just have to tilt the gamepad to navigate like along the tracks. And the goal is to do it without like going too fast so you crash into things. You have to like drop from platform to platform without like turning too far and landing upside down. Like your card is shaped like a triangle, and the top of it has your head. And if the head like touches anything, you just poof, explode. And it had a lot of really neat gimmicks to it, like turning the gamepad completely sideways to go up walls. Spots where like you had to go like all the way to the edge of a platform and let one wheel fall off so that one wheel's on top, one's dangling, and then going backwards while you're like hanging upside down through the platform. It did a lot of cool things. It used the gamepad, and it was just like it was a really fun game. Like all of the mini games on there were fun, and like it was an example of how the gamepad could be used to make really good Wii U games, and not very many came out.
All right, let's call it there for today. We've been at this for an hour.
Oh, wow.
Or so. We're getting close to an hour. So we'll call it there. We'll see you next month with another Gamepappy Show.